Snowfall still heading our way as we finish out this morning, going into some frigid air coming in for later on today. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the landmark building known as the Charmant could soon see new ownership. More info on the potential change up next.
Wisconsin lawmakers want to help fire departments switch to safer firefighting foam made from soybeans. Coming up, how it could protect firefighters and groundwater. Costco is trying to keep prices down. They're suing the Trump administration over tariffs. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Wednesday, December 3rd. It is 6 a.m. We will send it over first thing to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's tracking our forecast for the day. The frigid cold is what's in store.
Absolutely crazy stuff, right? We may get our highs just as we pass through the 6 o'clock hour right now, and eventually we'll get into colder conditions leading into the forecast. Take a look here what I've got going on for you. You can take that full if you want. You can see the lows this morning getting into the 20s widespread right now to near 30 degrees, right? Then we'll see as we go into the daytime, we have a little bit of snowfall right now, possibly moving through the area. You have a little bit of light wind out there by Eau Claire. You see the flags now kind of off a little bit with a nice little gust from time to time, holding on to Winona. Drier conditions for you right now, but check this out. We get into La Crosse. We have cloudy skies, temperatures around 27 degrees, right, by the 7 o'clock hour. Then they start to taper down. 20s, those low 20s start to roll into the forecast. Eau Claire will follow suit from 21 degrees, dropping down to 18 degrees by the time you get in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine for you, though, but that's going to melt a lot of that snow on the ground, and that's also going to make things a little bit more dangerous on the roadways. What's coming up? Well, cold air kicks in. We'll see wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour today, gusting. In fact, you'll see as we get through the noon hour all the way into the 4 o'clock hour, those temperatures drop. You get into the evening hours, those temperatures are in single digits. By the time you get into the 8 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour, you'll see conditions to be similar as we go into Eau Claire. Sunshine first, colder conditions continue on, and it drops all the way down into single digits to near freezing conditions. By tomorrow, we'll have colder air, but you can see for today, it's going to be much colder this early morning. As you can see on your skin, -6 to at least say -1 degree getting into Lansing. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. The Charmant Hotel, an iconic landmark in downtown La Crosse, could be changing hands. News 8 Now Seth Padilla is live there this morning. Seth, what do we know?
Good morning, Alexandra. So here's what we know. The landmark and iconic building that you see behind me could be looking at new ownership. And that's because the Weber Group is seeking approval to transfer ownership of the Charmant Hotel. The building was bought in 2012, with the Charmant opening in 2015. Before that, it was a candy factory built in 1898. La Crosse's Finance and Personnel Committee will review the transfer tomorrow, and the hotel sits on the site of the very first settlement in La Crosse, and it earned its second Michelin key in October for architecture and guest experience. Live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
All right, we'll keep you updated with what happens tomorrow. Thank you, Seth. AI, meanwhile, starting to play a bigger role in public safety. La Crosse County began using an AI system earlier this year. Staff says it's already changing how the dispatch center operates.
An AI system called Aurelian has been helping the La Crosse Police Department since back in May. The system is designed to handle non-emergency calls before they reach a dispatcher.
This morning, we crossed over the 41,000 calls handled by the system mark since May 5th, which is a significant number of calls. And roughly 65% of that 41,000 are being handled by the system without a dispatcher having to answer the phone.
And even with that volume, county officials say the system is not meant to replace staff, but instead lighten the daily load.
It's not replacing a dispatcher. It's a force multiplier. It makes the dispatcher more efficient. It just takes that little bit of extra workload off of what's going on in a day.
Dispatchers say the early results show promise, and the impact is already being felt inside the center.
It's made a difference in the work environment, and I think it's made a difference in how we're handling calls for service overall.
Reporting in La Crosse, J.E. McGee, News 8 Now this morning.
The county expects the system to keep evolving, with staff making regular updates based on what callers need, they say. The Onalaska police chief is retiring. Chief Charles Ashbeck has been in law enforcement for 30 years, serving as Onalaska's chief for the last 6.5. His last day is January 20th. A Prairie du Chien officer under investigation is no longer on the force. Officer Dwight Kushmal has resigned. He was under investigation for alleged policy violations, including improperly turning off his body camera and mishandling confidential informant information. His resignation ended the internal investigation, but a separate probe by Platteville police to determine if any crimes were committed will continue. And the Adam Fravel case is heading to the Minnesota Supreme Court. An appeal hearing is set for January 8th. Fravel was sentenced to life in prison in December of last year for killing Madeline Kingsbury, the mother of his children. His lawyers say Fravel did not intentionally murder her. A new legal request for convicted Slender Man stabber Morgan Geyser. Her attorney wants her moved back to a mental health facility. She's currently in the Waukesha County Jail after escaping from a group home in Madison. She was later found outside of Chicago. Wisconsin lawmakers want to help fire departments switch to a new type of firefighting foam. A new bill would make soybean-based firefighting foam eligible for grants that cover up to 50% of firefighting supplies and equipment. News 8's Grace Monk reports.
For years, firefighting foam has contained PFAS, a group of forever chemicals that don't break down in nature. Those chemicals have contaminated groundwater in municipalities statewide, including the town of Campbell.
The EPA recently updated their guidelines for PFAS to 4 parts per trillion. So imagine something so toxic, similar to 4 grains of rice in an Olympic swimming pool. The 5th grain would make it unsafe.
According to the EPA, PFAS exposure could cause adverse health outcomes such as cancer and developmental delays in children. A new product called soy foam could be the solution. Unlike traditional firefighting foam, it's made from soybeans, making it better for the environment and public health.
It's made from our homegrown soybeans, and so it's renewable, it's healthy for the firefighters.
Donahue says fire departments across the state still use firefighting foams that contain PFAS because they can't afford an alternative.
It's really important that if this bill passes, that there is some kind of grant that will provide small firefighting communities an opportunity to replace PFAS foams with those that are PFAS-free.
The grant program would also support Wisconsin soybean farmers who were hit hard by trade disputes between the U.S. and China.
What we're pushing for is more uses of soybeans so we're not so reliant on international trade. So this is just a drop in the bucket.
State senators have recently passed the bill. The state assembly is expected to vote on it later this month. Another Democrat jumping into the Wisconsin gubernatorial race, Mandela Barnes announcing his bid with a video.
The only way for our state to move forward is to reject the Washington way and get things done the Wisconsin way. It isn't about left or right. It's not about who can yell the loudest. It's about whether people can afford to live in the state they call home. A state where you can afford your health care, where your kids can learn a skill and stay close to home, where a good day's work earns a good day's pay.
Barnes was Wisconsin's 45th lieutenant governor under Tony Evers.
He has name recognition and people are more aware of who he is as a result of his run for Senate in 2022.
Barnes joins 6 other Democrats running in the race and 2 Republicans. The primary is in August. The general election is November 3rd. Governor Evers visited Black River Falls to celebrate Shop Small Wisconsin season, touring 2 businesses there, encouraging Wisconsinites to support local small businesses during the holiday season.
It's a large part of our economy. That's why we were so successful during the pandemic with making sure that small businesses got the resources they needed to keep going or start new business.
Shop Small Wisconsin runs through the end of December. And Wisconsin gun deer season is officially over. The DNR is reporting slightly fewer gun hunters. 550,000 gun licenses were sold out of the 790,000 available.
That slight decline in gun license sales is almost totally made up for in a slight increase in both versions of archery license sales, both crossbow and vertical bow. So we essentially have a pretty stable license purchase and participation rate.
The DNR says they also saw a slight drop in total harvest this year, just over 182,000, almost 1% less than last year. Construction on Locken Dam number 7 is almost done. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built an elevated rock structure for safety and installed 4 new miter gates in July. Toma Health helping put food on the table for those in need. They announced a donation to Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin. Due to SNAP cuts, Second Harvest had to halt its food share outreach program in September, leaving more than 2,000 households without their monthly food donations.
The support that they've given us, and more importantly, given to the community, is something that we simply can't do our job without. And so this $3,000 is going to go a long way to supporting the mobile pantry right here in Toma, which ultimately supports hundreds of families, local families, who are struggling.
Second Harvest distributed 90,000 pounds of food so far this year. A La Crosse County holiday project looking for some help amid high demand. The For Goodness Sake project matches families in need with community donors for holiday gifts. Social workers identify clients who are looking at the potential of no gifts underneath the tree. Families create wish lists and community sponsors buy those items. Organizers say more families are seeking help than ever before.
We had to start a waiting list. We are lucky that we are able to start taking names off that waiting list right now, but we still have people that aren't sponsored.
There are about 100 people on that waiting list. It's that time of year. News 8 Now's Joy of Sharing is back Friday. The annual campaign partners with local organizations to collect food, money, and toys. Those will be donated to the Hunger Task Force, Salvation Army, and Toys for Tots.
Being new to La Crosse County, I've been seeing the great caring that the community has for each other.
We are trying to, as a food bank, supply the food pantries and meal sites around the area, and they're seeing an increase in need. Folks are, struggling right now with utility bills, paying rent, and wondering what they're going to do for their families for the holidays.
We'll have live coverage in all of our shows starting Friday at 6 a.m. The time now is 6:11. Still ahead on your morning news, the Trump administration threatening to withhold SNAP funds from Democrat states. Some airlines could be fined for dropping flights during the government shutdown, and Samsung unveiling its first multi-folding smartphone. And Costco is suing the Trump administration over tariffs as it tries to keep prices low. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Actor Hugh Jackman made a surprise stop at Kopp's Frozen Custard near Milwaukee yesterday, serving up scoops to promote his upcoming movie, Song Sung Blue, with a special blueberry pie flavor of ice cream. That movie hitting theaters on Christmas Day. As you start to wake up, we'll leave you with a live look of the St. Paul Como Zoo Park Conservatory. If you've ever wondered what it looks like before it's open, a little dark in there this morning. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale, with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
Make Menards your destination for tools this holiday season. Works has solutions for your resolutions. Get a 20-bolt drill and driver kit, only $24.99 after $25 rebate. A 5-tool combo kit is just $139 after $50 rebate. Pick up a mini cutter kit, only $69.99. A brad nailer kit is just $119 after $40 rebate. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Save big on tools all month in store or on Menards.com.
All the season's greetings to you all from Menards. Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
The independent living is really nice because you have your own apartment and it's just like living at home.
Although I thought I was way too young to be moving in a place like this, finding Welcome Home was just like finding a home.
Live your life the way you want to and don't have to worry about all the other chores and insurance and things like that.
I like that we get a balanced meal.
Those little helps really help me to be independent.
More joy, more style, and more savings. That's what you'll find at King Furniture this holiday season. With our incredible stock of inventory, you can always find whatever you need ready for free delivery. And if it's a custom look you want, we have you covered. Shop our selection of England sofas and sectionals and choose from thousands of fabrics and leathers. Plus, when you trade in your old furniture, get a discount on new, and we'll haul away the old for free. There's no better time to shop at King Furniture.
So the Medicare open enrollment is happening now through December 7th. But if your plan has been canceled, don't worry, you have till December 31st to change your plan. At Strive Medicare, we bring over 40 years of experience working with Medicare plans. Let our trusted local team guide you to the coverage you deserve.
We came to Strive Medicare and everything was taken care of.
We're conveniently located inside the Social Security building in downtown La Crosse. Call Strive Medicare today. We're here to help every step of the way.
Time is running out at Howe's Diamond Jewelers in downtown La Crosse. These are the final days of the sale with up to 80% off diamonds, gemstones, and gold jewelry. You won't see savings like this again, so come in now before it's all gone.
In our morning consumer news, the Trump administration is threatening to withhold SNAP funds from Democratic-led states. The administration says it'll withhold SNAP management funds from states that refuse to provide the Agriculture Department with information on who is receiving those benefits. Several Democratic states suing to block that request. A judge put a temporary hold on the order last month. The Federal Aviation Administration is warning major airlines about possible violations during the government shutdown. The Trump administration started limiting flights at 40 major airports November 7th to ease pressure on air traffic controllers working without pay. In new letters, the FAA said some carriers may have exceeded those limits. Violations could bring a fine of upwards of $75,000 per flight. And Samsung is unveiling its first multi-folding smartphone. The Galaxy Z Trifold hits the U.S. in the first quarter of next year. Priced just over $2,400, it unfolds into a 10-inch display with 3 panels, but analysts say the high price is keeping foldable devices a niche category. Black Friday and Cyber Monday may be over, but you probably still have some holiday shopping to do. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and other retailers say they had to raise prices this year. And now one of the largest U.S. retailers is challenging some of those Trump tariffs in court. Amy Kiley reports.
Costco is suing the Trump administration over tariffs.
It wants the court to hold that those so-called reciprocal tariffs that the president started imposing on imports back in February, that those tariffs are unlawful.
The retailer is making its case in the U.S. Court of International Trade, but a similar lawsuit before the Supreme Court appears to be related.
Costco is trying to ensure that if the court rules that those tariffs were unlawful, that it will be in line for refunds.
Costco says it's been trying to keep down prices, but says tariffs make that difficult. It imports many items it sells and has to pay any applicable duties on those goods.
Some companies have raised prices, many companies haven't.
The Trump administration is trying to convince the Supreme Court to let the tariffs stand. The president argues they're good for the country.
We're making a lot of money because of the tariffs that are pouring in.
Costco's lawsuit comes in the holiday shopping season. The Federal Reserve reports affluent consumers are still buying luxury items, yet spending is declining for low and middle income Americans.
There's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about, affordability. They just say the word. It doesn't mean anything to anybody.
It's not a scam. It's the lives that people are leading.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Costco hasn't specified how much the tariffs have cost them, but some experts say other companies could also join the suit to try to get the money back if the tariffs are ruled unlawful. That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got an update on our forecast.
All right, as we get into it here, snow is still working in the area here, down along south along areas right by
Prairie du Chien, get into Vernon County to Prairie du Chien down by Crawford County as well. This morning, you still see this kind of kicking out here. This is a view for the last 6 hours here, and as that continues to move through the region there, holding on to the possibility of that snow trying to get down to the south along I-90. We'll also see as we go into it here, La Crosse showing you, again, nothing really happening out there. It's just a quiet morning right now, and it's kind of mild out there, or at least temperatures are below seasonal average, but they're in the 20s to near 30 degrees out there. Holding on to Eau Claire, you've got a little light breeze out there. In fact, over by Winona, you've got quiet conditions out there for you as well. As I mentioned before, more snow continue to come out of the Intermountain West. As it does, it's going to take a break, go all the way down towards the south by Omaha and work its way out towards Chicago, I should say Illinois, then eventually getting towards us. We'll see more snow coming back again, possibly as we go right into your Friday. All right, so this is how it happens. We may even see a little bit later on tonight as well. Holding on to this, how it happens. We're going to see highs for today, 20s, widespread to the 30-degree mark, but most of this is going to happen by this morning, and then eventually by the time we get in the noon hour, temperature will be much cooler. We get into the 6 o'clock hour, you can see that snow, as this graphic is showing from the graph model, that tracks back down to the south. As we get into 8 o'clock hour, we should be done. Then we'll have again some snow lingering well up to the north of Ladysmith, but eventually we'll keep an eye on that. But take a look at the temperatures. Yeah, you're in the teens now. We started out with the 20s and the 30s, and now you're in the teens by 4 o'clock. Normally we'd be getting our high about this time, but our high has already been done. It was earlier this morning. So we'll hold on how this all shapes up, going all the way into the 9 o'clock hour, 0 degrees all the way down to about 5 degrees for La Crosse, 7 degrees down by Prairie du Chien. We get into the 11 o'clock hour, -5 by Ladysmith, -1 for Eau Claire, -2 degrees for La Crosse, and about 4 degrees for Prairie du Chien. As far as the snow is concerned, you see most of it stays up to the north. You have a little less than an inch or so, maybe even less than a quarter of an inch in the forecast away. This snowfall has been kind of fast moving out of the area. We'll go right back how this all shapes up. By the time we get the 7 o'clock hour for tonight, you're seeing that temperatures are going to drop because of that colder Arctic air coming in. You're looking at -9 all the way down to La Crosse and -6, -3 for Prairie du Chien. We'll also see the wind chill continuing on where it feels like by the time we get the 6 o'clock hour in the morning for tomorrow, we're seeing -8 all the way down to La Crosse and -9, back down to Prairie du Chien, -6 degrees. Then we get by the 8 o'clock hour, you're seeing how that plays out, but we'll take it all the way into the afternoon. Thursday, we're looking at -3 to 0 degrees for La Crosse, -3 degrees for Prairie du Chien. And once you go all the way into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour, you're looking at -7 to -8, all the way down to -12 degrees by Prairie du Chien. So cold temperatures on the way. The gust tracker showing you gusts all the way through today. As we go into the afternoon hours, you'll see that continue on and drop back down, returning back again as we go in the morning for tomorrow. And then in the afternoon, you're going to be seeing those winds really start to kick up all the way into Friday. But you're going to see that the winds are going to be up to 35, 36 miles per hour plus in some cases, and then they drop down. Let's hold on to what's happening for the lows for tomorrow. -8, as I showed you, down to -3. La Crosse will be at -4. You get into how this all plays out for the day. You see those temperatures for tomorrow. You see those temperatures drop from 8 o'clock in the morning all the way to 13 degrees, and then back down they drop again. Holding on to Eau Claire, fairly similar conditions, -4 all the way to 12 degrees, and then they drop back down again as we go into the forecast. Highs for Thursday, 11 to about, say, 16 degrees, and that's pretty much it. Bitter cold conditions, man. That's how it all plays out. Going all the way into the next few days, we'll see more snow back into the forecast, possibly by Friday, going into Saturday, and maybe even Sunday. And eventually we'll go back how this all shapes up. Local temperatures from 26 degrees down to 13 for tomorrow for the highs, back up to 28 degrees, then 25 for Saturday, with possibilities of a light chance of snow. Coming back again for Sunday, you're seeing a 30% chance, and then carrying back over to more snow for Monday, all the way into Tuesday morning through Tuesday, and then into Wednesday as well with a 40% chance. Alexandra?
All right, Art, thank you for that. A new study linking the shingles vaccine to a lower risk of dementia. We'll have those details after the morning sports blitz.
Hockey season is here. We've got highlights from a couple games on the ice, plus home openers for Central girls and Onalaska boys on the basketball court. The Blitz is coming up next.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Beef dreams to be slow roasted by Arby's, tossed in hickory barbecue sauce, and sold 2 for $6. Who are you to deny dreams? Arby's, we have the meat.
Winter can actually be the perfect time to replace those old drafty windows. Nothing will keep you more comfortable in your home during the winter than new windows. And our certified master installers are highly trained experts that will install your new windows properly while reducing exposure to outside elements. We'll take out your old window and place in your new window in less than 5 minutes on average. Ask how your winter installation can save you money and make you more comfortable in your home.
Toma Health's hospice and palliative care supports our community with compassionate care.
My name is Miranda Schreier. We began our journey with palliative care and Toma Hospice Touch when our dad was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Dad's nurse practitioner, Michelle, quickly became an integral part of our journey.
What he needed and what he wanted was her #1 priority.
Toma Health offers compassionate hospice and palliative care for our community.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storm with current conditions and updated video forecasts from the local team that warns you first. The News 8 Now First Warn Weather app, giving you more than what you'd expect. Get it now. No, seriously, like, right now. News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, after a 9-point win over West Salem to start their season, the Central Riverhawks girls are hoping to be a force this year. Ladies from the south side hosting Marshfield last night. Home opener for the Riverhawks, and they came out of the gates fast. Ellie Opwan anticipates the pass, and the freshman goes the other way for the easy layup, forcing a Tiger TO. Central dominating the glass all night long off the missed three. Malaya Simpson puts it up and in to make it a 5-point Central lead. And her sister Alana, who figures to be one of the top players in the area, was scoring in a multitude of different ways as the Eastern Illinois commit finished with 21 points, and Emerson Keeney adds 19. Riverhawks off to a 2-0 start as they discard Marshfield 65-37. Hilltopper boys making their season debut, ranked 6th in D2. Ian Cole, the reigning conference player of the year, back, and he was on fire early in this one. Tyler over to big bro Ian, nothing but net. Toppers out in front. Then how about some give and go action? Rowan McGrath right back to Cole, another three, and he was not done there. This time in the corner, catch, shoot, and fire, knocks it down. Cole would finish with 26 on the night. Later, defense turns into offense as Gavin McRoberts gets the steal, goes up the court to Brendan Chenaulton. He goes up and in for the score. Hilltoppers pick up their first win of the season, 83-35, the final. And with temperatures going down, it must be hockey season. La Crescent boys hosting Toma Sparta Co-op last night. And just seconds into this one is Andrew Carney with a wrister into the back of the net to make it 1-0. The away side would score again shortly after to go up by 2. Then late in the first, the Lancers respond. Ben Schopel scores to make it a 1-point game, but it's Toma Sparta the rest of the way as they take it 6-2. Just up the river in Minnesota, it's the Winona Senior girls hosting Cooley Region Cyclones. Second period here, Winona on the attack, but it's Aria Chamberlain with the glove save to keep the lead. A few minutes later now, Abby Forsyth gets the backhand to go and light the lamp. It's now tied. Third period, Cyclones push the net, but this time the Windhawks goalkeeper, Kira Rose, with the glove save. Winona would score 2 in the third as they take it 3-1. That'll do it for your morning blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
It's the shopping day you've been waiting for. Home Furniture's Black Friday sale. Shop our doorbusters in every department. Like this sofa, love seat, and recliner, all just $777. And get 3-year special financing during the Black Friday sale at Home Furniture.
Be a part of News 8 Now's Joy of Sharing, Friday, December 5th at the Onalaska Festival Foods.
All donations go towards our local Toys for Tots, the Hunger Task Force, and Salvation Army, organizations serving our community.
Please bring sealed, non-perishable food items, new or unused toys, or make a cash donation. All those donations stay to help those right here in our community.
You are what makes this event great, and we'll see you Friday, December 5th for the Joy of Sharing.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative,
We wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
I moved from Dallas to Los Angeles all by myself. The order of things I wanted to set up was internet, water, then power. I needed to take a shower, but like I really did need the internet for work and like to watch my shows. That's like kind of a crazy thing to admit in front of a camera. Pretend I didn't say that. I got to Spectrum. I was so relieved that I was getting the best bang for my buck. It was a huge weight taken off of my shoulders.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
Excuse me, ma'am. You dropped this.
December is the best time to buy windows.
Right now, you can buy 2 Energy Tech windows and get the third one free, but only for the first 15 homes.
And we're giving you 12 months with no interest and no payments.
Buy now and install in the spring.
These are the best prices of the year, and you can lock in before the January price increases.
Plus, you'll get a bonus Amazon gift card with your purchase.
Don't wait. These spots go fast. Call Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions right now and get the best pricing of the year.
'Tis the season to sparkle at Home Seasonal Concepts. Now enjoy 50% off the festive selection of trees, wreaths, garland, and all your enchanting holiday decor needs. Embrace the magic of the season. Shop holiday at Home Seasonal Concepts inside all home furniture showrooms.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Light snow this early morning, tracking down along I-90. More about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Right now this morning, the landmark building known as the Charmant could soon see new ownership. More info on the potential change up next.
Wisconsin lawmakers want to help fire departments switch to safer firefighting foam made from soybeans. Coming up, how that could protect firefighters and groundwater. And a new flu strain is causing global concern. Doctors have some tips to slow the spread. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Wednesday, December 3rd. It is 6:31 a.m. Hope your morning is off to a good start. If it's not going to get any better when we send it over to Art, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say,
wow.
You're here with some frigid cold.
The bearer of bad news.
Bearer of bad news.
As we get into it here, yeah, that cold air is on the way, but it's not till later on this afternoon getting into some frigid conditions as well coming in from Canada, holding on to more snow in the forecast this early morning. It is light and is working down towards Vernon County, going towards Crawford County to finish out your morning. There's, again, a view of it over the last few hours here, continuing to see it kind of pretty much mixes out by the time we get into the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour, possibly 8 o'clock hour. Bring it a little bit closer. You can't even see anything out there right now. Holding on to lows this morning. We'll get into temperatures in the 20s to near 30 degrees right now, believe it or not. We bumped those temperatures up. We're warmer than some of those highs we've been seeing over the last couple of days. Holding on to La Crosse all the way to Eau Claire as well as Winona. Not much in the way of snow, but there's a light breeze for La Crosse right now as well as for Eau Claire. The flag is moving out there. Holding on to this frigid cold conditions. Well, yeah, that comes in as we go into the noon hour and all the way through the day. You'll see those temperatures begin to plummet. Yeah, our highs already have been made by the time we get in about the mid-morning hours. And then, of course, these temperatures are going to continue to drop as we finish out going to the daytime and into your evening. Further, similar conditions for Eau Claire as well. You're looking at 18 by the noon hour. By the time you get in the 4 o'clock hour, you're at 14 degrees. By the time you're in the 7 o'clock hour to 8 o'clock hour, you're looking at 7 degrees in your forecast. That temperature will continue to be cold as we go through it. You're going to see wind chills of at least -3 to about, say, 2 to 3 degrees, giving way to colder conditions coming in for your Thursday. That's a high of 13 degrees.
All right, Art, thank you for that. Meanwhile, the Charmant Hotel, an iconic landmark in downtown La Crosse, could be changing hands soon. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla is live there this morning. Seth, what do we know?
Good morning, Alexandra. So what we know is this landmark and, as you said, iconic building could see some new ownership soon. And that's because the Weber Group is seeking approval to transfer ownership of the Charmont Hotel. The building was bought in 2012, with the Charmont opening in 2015. But before that, it was a candy factory built in 1898. La Crosse's Finance and Personnel Committee will review the transfer tomorrow. The hotel also sits on the site of the very first settlement in La Crosse and earned its second Michelin key in October for architecture and guest experience. Live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Thank you for that, Seth. We'll, of course, keep you updated with what happens tomorrow. And AI, meanwhile, is starting to play a bigger role in public safety. La Crosse County started using an AI system this year. They say it's already changing how their dispatch center operates.
An AI system called Aurelian has been helping the La Crosse Police Department since back in May. The system is designed to handle non-emergency calls before they reach a dispatcher.
This morning, we crossed over the 41,000 calls handled by the system mark since May 5th, which is a significant number of calls. And roughly 65% of that 41,000 are being handled by the system without a dispatcher having to answer the phone.
And even with that volume, county officials say the system is not meant to replace staff, but instead lighten the daily load.
It's not replacing a dispatcher. It's a force multiplier. It makes the dispatcher more efficient. It just takes that little bit of extra workload off of what's going on in a day.
Dispatchers say the early results show promise, and the impact is already being felt inside the center.
It's made a difference in the work environment, and I think it's made a difference in how we're handling calls for service overall.
Reporting in La Crosse, J.D. McGee, News 8 Now this morning.
The county expects the system to keep evolving, with staff making regular updates based on what callers need. The Onalaska Police Chief is retiring. Chief Charles Ashbeck has been in law enforcement for 30 years, serving as chief for the last 6.5 in Onalaska. His last day is January 20th. A Prairie du Chien officer under investigation is no longer on the force. Officer Dwight Kushmal has resigned. He was under investigation for alleged policy violations, including improperly turning off his body camera and mishandling confidential informant information. His resignation ended the internal investigation, but a separate probe by the Platteville Police continues. The Adam Fravel case is heading to the Minnesota Supreme Court. An appeal hearing is set for January 8th. Fravel was sentenced to life in prison last December for killing Madeline Kingsbury, the mother of his children. His lawyers say Fravel did not intentionally murder her. And lawmakers want to help fire departments switch to a new type of firefighting foam. A new bill would make soybean-based firefighting foam eligible for grants that cover up to 50% of supplies and equipment. News 8's Grace Monk reports.
For years, firefighting foam has contained PFAS, a group of forever chemicals that don't break down in nature. Those chemicals have contaminated groundwater in municipalities statewide, including the town of Campbell.
The EPA recently updated their guidelines for PFAS to 4 parts per trillion. So imagine something so toxic, similar to 4 grains of rice in an Olympic swimming pool. The 5th grain would make it unsafe.
According to the EPA, PFAS exposure could cause adverse health outcomes such as cancer and developmental delays in children. A new product called soy foam could be the solution. Unlike traditional firefighting foam, it's made from soybeans, making it better for the environment and public health.
It's made from our homegrown soybeans, and so it's renewable, it's healthy for the firefighters.
Donahue says fire departments across the state still use firefighting foams that contain PFAS because they can't afford an alternative.
It's really important that if this bill passes, that there is some kind of grant that will provide small firefighting communities an opportunity to replace PFAS foams with those that are PFAS-free.
The grant program would also support Wisconsin soybean farmers who were hit hard by trade disputes between the U.S. and China.
What we're pushing for is more uses of soybeans so we're not so reliant on international trade. So this is just a drop in the bucket.
State senators have recently passed that bill. The state assembly is expected to vote on it later this month. And another Democrat is jumping into the Wisconsin gubernatorial race. Mandela Barnes announcing his bid with a video.
The only way for our state to move forward is to reject the Washington way and get things done the Wisconsin way. It isn't about left or right. It's not about who can yell the loudest. It's about whether people can afford to live in the state they call home. A state where you can afford your health care, where your kids can learn a skill and stay close to home, where a good day's work earns a good day's pay. And where families
Barnes was Wisconsin's 45th lieutenant governor under Tony Evers.
He has name recognition, and people are more aware of who he is as a result of his run for Senate in 2022.
Barnes joined 6 other Democrats running in the race and 2 Republicans. Election day is November 3rd. Governor Evers in Black River Falls celebrating Shop Small Wisconsin season. He toured 2 businesses there, encouraging Wisconsinites to support local small businesses this holiday season.
It's a large part of our economy. That's why we were so successful during the pandemic with making sure that small businesses got the resources they needed to keep going or start new business.
Shop Small Wisconsin season runs through the end of the month. Wisconsin gun deer season is now over. The DNR reporting slightly fewer gun hunters this year. 550,000 gun licenses were sold out of the 790,000 available.
That slight decline in gun license sales is almost totally made up for in a slight increase in both versions of archery license sales, both crossbow and vertical bow. So we essentially have a pretty stable license purchase and participation rate.
The DNR says they also saw a slight drop in total harvest this year, just over 182,000, almost 1% less than last year. A News 8 follow-up now. Construction on Lock and Dam number 7 is almost done. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers built an elevated rock structure for safety and installed 4 new miter gates over the summer. A La Crosse County holiday project needs help amid record demand. The For Goodness Sake project matches families in need with community donors for holiday gifts. Social workers identify people in the community who are looking at the possibility of no gifts under the tree. Families create wish lists and community sponsors buy the items. Organizers say families are seeking help now more than ever before.
We had to start a waiting list. We are lucky that we are able to start taking names off that waiting list right now, but we still have people that aren't sponsored.
There are about 100 people on that waiting list. It is that time of year. News 8 Now's Joy of Sharing is back Friday. The annual campaign partners with local organizations to collect food, money, and toys. Those will be donated to the Hunger Task Force, Salvation Army, and Toys for Tots.
Being new to La Crosse County, I've been seeing the great caring that the community has for each other.
We are trying to, as a food bank, supply the food pantries and meal sites around the area, and they're seeing an increase in need. Folks are, struggling right now with utility bills, paying rent, and wondering what they're going to do for their families for the holidays.
We'll have live coverage in all our shows Friday, starting at 6 a.m. In our medical news this morning, a new study suggests the shingles vaccine may also slow the progression of dementia. Researchers analyzed health records of more than 280,000 people in Wales. Those vaccinated against shingles were nearly 30% less likely to die from dementia over 9 years. It suggests the vaccine may slow the advancement of the disease. And the FDA says faulty glucose monitors have been linked to at least 7 deaths and more than 700 serious injuries worldwide. The problems are with roughly 3 million Freestyle Libre 3 and Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensors. Abbott Diabetes Care says it resolved the problem, but the FDA says previously purchased ones should not be used. That was a look at your medical news. Coming up in your Buzz Report, a music festival is back this year after being canceled last year. Bonnaroo just announced the lineup. We'll tell you who's on it.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market and much, much more.
Love Arby's famous roast beef? Love Hickory barbecue sauce? Love 2 for $6 deals? Meet the RBQ. It loves to be loved. Arby's, we have the meat.
Electrical problems are a headache. We started Olsen Brothers Electric to make your next project simple and stress-free. We've invested in the technology to make working with us easy. You can book your appointment online in minutes. Get text updates so you're never left guessing. We're taking electrical service into the digital age. We are always transparent with our estimates. Any electrical project, no matter the size, we've got you covered. We keep electrical service simple. We're the Olsen Brothers.
I was driving on the freeway, and out of nowhere, another car came across 3 lanes of traffic and struck my vehicle.
We knew within the first 24 hours that we were going to need help.
We chose Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben because of their incredible reputation.
We always felt like we had really partnered with a firm that was going to provide the best results, and that's exactly what they did. Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben really delivered.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben for a free consultation.
'Twas almost the holidays, and all through the house, our flooring looks terrible, like it was chewed on by a mouse. The throw rugs are placed on the bad spots with care, in hopes Sealand's Carpet Lane would soon be there. The carpet is tattered, the tile unglued. Sealand's Carpet Lane will know what to do. Sealand's Carpet Lane, where #1 priority is you. Merry Christmas!
The Good Feet store just really helped me out. I mean, they gave me the right arch support for my feet, not somebody else's feet. Then it was like, okay, this is something special.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
I discovered that long as I just keep trying and study hard, that I can accomplish what I want to accomplish. I have to believe in myself. A person like me, coming from the west side of Chicago, people don't come from there and be construction workers and stuff like that, so anything is possible, and this is just like a life-changing experience. The FSAT program was amazing. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Start your holiday shopping with the Holman Locker and Meat Market. Order a double smoked ham, prime rib, fresh turkey, or smoked salmon. Create a custom gift basket. Don't forget the beer and the best beef jerky for your get-together. Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back here. We had some morning snow going along I-90. In fact, we even had some up there by I-94 or Eau Claire as well. They picked up at least 2/100 of an inch of snow. And then, of course, now we get into La Crosse. You're looking at a quiet morning. We picked up at least 1/100 of an inch here. And, of course, you can see the overcast conditions out there right now. We take it over to Eau Claire. You can see, once again, as I mentioned before, they picked up a little bit of light snowfall. Getting into 23 degrees. It feels like 13 degrees out there right now. 9 degrees right now visibility. And, of course, as we go right into it, we go to Winona. They're at 28 degrees right now. Feels like 18 degrees. They didn't pick up much of the snowfall. It kind of took a break and then dropped down towards La Crosse. And as you can see right now, overcast conditions still holding on there, but they've had some wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour already. Eau Claire's had a little bit of wind gust as well, and so has La Crosse. And that will continue as we go through the morning hours and taper off before the afternoon. Come back again later on into the latter portion of the afternoon, going into the nighttime as well. And that's where it's going to be breezy and gusty with a colder air coming in from Canada. As we roll right through it right now, that was a look at the snow. More snow is on the way as we go through the Intermountain West and tracking down towards Omaha, all the way towards Iowa as well. And eventually, we're going to be seeing that snow try to come back again for Friday. But right now, we're going to take a break as we go all the way through pretty much the day. We may see something come back later on tonight, though, up there by Ladysmith. Holding on to highs for Wednesday. Temperatures in the 20s to the low 30s. Now, check this out. These are highs for Wednesday, right? Today. Let's push the current temperatures right now. You're looking at pretty similar conditions, 22 to about 32 degrees out there, maybe a degree difference. So we're going to get our highs this early morning, and then eventually as we go through the day, this is what's going to happen. We'll take it all the way through the morning with the snow that's going to taper down towards I-90, down by Prairie du Chien in Crawford County, eventually track out towards Dubuque, Iowa. By the noon hour, temperatures are showing 14 to about, say, 19 degrees, 22 degrees once you get down to Prairie du Chien. So colder conditions are going to happen. You notice the high pressure right there over there, western portions of Minnesota, as well as the Dakotas. That continues to drop down to the south. You can see the winds also associated with that. So breezy and gusty winds are getting pulled in from the north and pushing all the way across us, and that's knocking temperatures down. By the 9 o'clock hour, we're in single-digit numbers. You're seeing 0 by Ladysmith all the way down to about 5 degrees for La Crosse, 7 degrees for Prairie du Chien, and Eau Claire is just around, say, 2 degrees. By the time we get in the midnight hour, -5 all the way down to -1 as you get into Eau Claire. You're looking at La Crosse at 2 degrees, and then 4 degrees down by Prairie du Chien. Then we take it into the snow account for today. We may see a little bit more, so try to come back again and fill in later on tonight. You see it by Rusk County, and eventually by the 8 o'clock hour, well, it's looking like maybe something around about an inch or less in the forecast, but I suspect we'll have a quarter of an inch or less, maybe even just a trace, a few hundredths of an inch possibly. Not much hitting the ground. As we get into it today, those winds will kick up later on as we go into the evening hours. That's 11 o'clock at night. Then that continues to back off. We'll see those winds come back again as we go in the morning hours. As we go into the early morning hours, we'll see those winds up to 30 miles per hour plus. They'll still even be breezy once we get into Friday at the midnight hour overnight tonight. As we take a look here, what's happening as far as the wind chills are concerned for Wednesday at 7 p.m. all the way into about, say, the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. Yeah, we're looking at -9 all the way to like -6 as you go into La Crosse to -5. We'll hold on all the way into your Friday early morning from we were like -14 at 3 o'clock in the morning. But as we get into the 8 o'clock hour, we're looking at -8 all the way down to -9, possibly to -6 in the forecast. So you know we're going to get colder as the forecast continues. As you can go all the way through Tuesday, temperatures are still in single digits, what that feels like on your skin. Carrying over to lows for tomorrow, we're going to be seeing that again as I just showed you. And eventually you're going to see those highs for tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be in the teens, finishing out all the way across the area as you go right into Eau Claire.
All right. In our Morning Buzz report, Bonnaroo announcing its 2026 lineup. Performers at Tennessee's Music Festival include Skrillex, The Strokes, Kesha, Vince Staples, and Youngblood. The 4-day event starts Thursday, June 11th. Tickets go on sale Friday. Dave Coulier is facing another health battle. The actor said he's been diagnosed with cancer on his tongue. According to Coulier, doctors say it's unrelated to his previous cancer diagnosis, and his prognosis is very good.
Father.
British costume dramas get the parody treatment in Fackham Hall. The film follows the Davenport family as they deal with the epic disaster of the wedding of their eldest daughter to her cousin. The rated R comedy hits theaters on Friday.
Can't believe it's December already.
Can't believe it's December already.
Can't believe it's December. Can't believe it's December 1st.
December 1st, can you believe it?
Well, I'm feeling generous, Justin. You made it anyway. Congratulations.
Just like that, News 8 Now this morning made it on Jimmy Kimmel. Our Monday morning show was featured in a montage with news stations across the country. And yes, I still can't believe it's December. It is hard to believe that.
Yeah, it feels like December 2028.
Yeah, maybe December 28th of 2028. It's so cold out there. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. Look at us matching today, Art.
All right,
Once again.
Looking pretty good, my friend. As we get into it here, Reed is 8. He loves fishing and hunting.
Happy birthday to you, Reed. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Picture button on the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next.
Cyber Week at Slumberland. Up to 60% off list. Incredible deals like an Ashley Chime Peak mattress for just $197. An Ashley Midnight Madness sectional for $849. Plus no interest till 2029. Cyber Week at Slumberland.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sue Colby's experience, the gift your special someone is really hoping for, and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColby's.com or pick them up at Sue Colby's Salon and Day Spa, because she deserves the very best.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. West Mex meals start at just $5, only at Taco John's.
If you're not regularly treating your septic tank, you're risking a backup and significant repairs. Use Rid-X once a month. Simply add and flush to reduce monthly waste buildup by up to 20% and help prevent backups. Try Rid-X.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
It's Cyber Week mattress deals at Slumberland. Up to 60% off list. Get an Ashley Chime Peak mattress for just $197, or a Sealy Posturepedic mattress for just $699. Plus no interest for 72 months on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster at Slumberland.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies, saving the day. We're talking about everyday heroes. Those with a special kind of courage or ability. Those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 Now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero. Happy holidays from News 8 Now. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The cheeky police dog named Chase from the Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin Police Department caught on camera ripping off a snowman's arm, then taking off with it. This video shows Chase examining the snowman before yanking out its right arm. The department posted a tongue-in-cheek apology on Facebook, saying they received a complaint from the victim, a Mr. Frosty T. Snowman of Pleasant Prairie, regarding the off-duty cop's unprovoked attack.
The landmark building that you see behind me, known as the Charmant, could soon see new ownership. And that's because the Weber Group is seeking approval to transfer ownership of the Charmant Hotel. The building was bought in 2012 with the Charmant opening in 2015. Before that, it was a candy factory built in 1898. La Crosse's Finance and Personnel Committee will review the transfer tomorrow. The hotel also sits on the site of the very first settlement in La Crosse, and it earned its second Michelin key in October for architecture and guest experience. Reporting live from La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Wisconsin lawmakers want to help fire departments switch to safer firefighting foam. A new bill makes soybean-based foam eligible for grants covering up to 50% of equipment costs. Traditional firefighting foam contains PFAS, forever chemicals that contaminate groundwater. Soy foam is better for the environment and public health.
It's made from our homegrown soybeans, and so it's renewable, it's healthy. There's a very high cancer rate in our state firefighters, and this is something that we can use to help prevent stuff like that.
State senators passed the bill. The state assembly votes later this month.
Well, the local temperatures are going to start to get cold and then become arctically cold. Bitter cold in the forecast today. You're going to be seeing temperatures or highs today, possibly coming back again as we go into this mid-morning hour. Those will be the highs today. And by the noon hour and the time we normally get our temperatures in the afternoon, they're going to be already in the teens. Tomorrow, a different story. We're going to see temperatures in the teens once again, but it's going to feel much colder on your skin, giving way to colder conditions for the next couple of days, then warming up going into the weekend.
All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. We will see you back here at noon.